Trigger warning, this episode discusses alcoholism. Please take care of yourself accordingly. Hey there, listeners. Welcome to Shit That Goes On in Our Heads, the podcast where we normalize conversations around mental health.
That's right. I'm Dirty Skittles, and alongside my amazing co-host, Rex, we are here to share stories and tips from our incredible guests.
Each episode, we deep dive into struggles and triumphs of mental health, offering practical advice and heartfelt support.
Because no one should feel alone in their journey. Join us as we break the stigma and build a community of understanding and compassion.
Tune in and let's start talking about the shit that goes on in our heads. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of Shit That Goes On in Our Heads. Today, I'm here with my amazing co-host, Dirty Skittles, and this is the continuation of last week's story with Johnny. Today, we have Cristy. I'm so excited to have Cristy on with us. Welcome, Cristy.
Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting us and be part of this podcast, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear about your story.
Okay.
Who is Cristy?
Yeah.
So, we know that you met Johnny. Your
right.
friends or neighbors with his mom. That went over well. I'm just kidding. But before you became neighbors with his mom, who was Cristy? How did you get to Georgia?
Well, I am from Ecuador, and I came to United States in 1999. So when I came to United States, my first state where I used to live, it was New York. My dad lives in New York for probably 45 years already. And I decided I'm just going to come for vacation, but my vacations ended up being for so many years. I'm still here. And I lived in New York for probably 9 years. And then I moved back to Georgia. Obviously, the father of my children, I met him in New York. And he is from the same city that I'm coming from Ecuador, because we have common friends that they introduce each other, and then we ended up getting married. And we decided to visit some friends in Georgia. We love Georgia. We compare the difference between living in New York versus Georgia, and we love Georgia. And we ended up staying here. I mean, I love Georgia. Georgia's amazing, and I miss New York too. Probably because of my family, my dad, and all of that. But yeah, I love Georgia. So I ended up coming here, and my first son, he born in New York, and I have my daughter. She's 17. She's from Georgia. So yeah, that's basically how I started my life being in the United States.
Okay. All right. So you have 2 children.
Yeah, that is correct.
From a previous marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I don't even know how to segue into it, but how do we get to Johnny?
Okay, so basically, I've been married for 24 years with my ex, and he is an alcoholic, and we work hard. I think when we started our relationship, I think I was probably more successful than him. And both of us, we were working together to have what we have, and working hard for have a business. So he's a mechanic, and we built a nice shop in Marietta. And I was working hard with him, always working hard with him, and ended up to the point where I don't know what alcoholic does or how is alcoholism and all the kind of stuff, but I will say he was a good provider, excellent provider to our house, to our children. But I was like, when I talk to people about that, I was like a little bird in a gold cage.
Okay.
Because I have everything that you can imagine, but happiness, zero. And I was a frustrated woman, a sad woman that cries most every day. Because, my dad, he used to drink. And I remember he was the kind of person that he drinks every Friday And sometimes he was violent with my mom. So I did see that. And I was thinking, I don't want that for me. That's the last thing that I want in my life. But I don't know at this point. I don't know at this point if my dad was alcoholic. He was, like I'm saying, he used to drink every Friday, but I don't know how. Sorry.
It's okay.
It's hard to remember things, in my childhood.
And by no means do you have to work through that on this podcast. So if you want to steer away from the family topic, we totally can.
So anyway, that's the last thing that I want in my life. But unfortunately, I didn't take the time to know my ex,
Yeah.
I was the only child, and I was overprotected from my parents. And I think I just want to escape from that. I just want run away and have my own life where I can do anything that I want. Big mistake, because that's what most of people we do. We just being overprotected. We just want to escape to see the real world. And that is when you hit the wall because you're married. There is another stage in your life where you don't have the freedom to do anything you want. So, anyways, I married when I was very young. I was 19 when I got married. And I just decided I'm just going to get married. And that's it. Forget it what my mom or my dad say. So I was living like I'm saying, I have everything, but I don't have happiness. And he was the kind of guy that used to come every day drunk, every day, most of the time. And several things happened in my house that he was treating our son bad, and I was always for my son, so defending my children's. But every time was getting worse because alcoholism is like that. It's getting progressive, more and more and more and more. But I think you get used to it with that you don't realize what's happening. Because if I see back, I remember that he was drinking every weekend. Then later on, one day becomes in 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, and then is progressive. So when I get to the point that he was drinking almost every day, so we have our business in Marietta, and I figured it out that sometimes my ex, he just disappeared. I used to be in the shop almost every day because I do clerical and everything, papers in the office. And also I have my makeup studio next door. So I was helping him a lot. And sometimes I find him or I catch him that he was drinking, hiding upstairs where we have the tires. He was drinking. And I catch him so many times and I'm like, something is going in here. And then I start searching things. So basically and technically, he was an alcoholic. I was trying to help him all the time. And he promised us all the time because every time was something different. He promised us that he's going to change, that he's going to change, that he's going to change. And then after 2 days, he was like, because the last time I told him, and I said, you know what? I'm tired of this. We need to get the divorce. And he promised me, he's like, no, I need, I said, you need help. He's like, I already have a place where you can go and they can help. And he's like, okay. After 2 days, he told me, you're crazy. I don't have any problem. You're crazy. I'm okay. I can quit anytime. And I told him, okay, show me. So I went and I deal with this every single day. And to be honest, sometimes when he arrives drunk, he did so many things, bad things, where I was the one that I have to put my face in the front, or he crashed customer cars and the police was looking for him. And you know what? Being enabler with him, that's what I become. I become a person don't have self-love. I become a codependent person and an enabler person. That I figured it out all these things after everything happens with me. So, but one of the things that makes me stay in the relationship and the marriage was that I'm not able to pay the house, I'm not able to, like have all the responsibilities that we used to have when we have our business. So when I feel like, no, this is done, I want to change my life. I don't want to be with him. I was like, my other hand say, how are you going to pay the house? How are you going to pay this? And then when I will say I have 10 steps to the front and I back up 20 because I was in my mind, I was not able to do everything that I think any woman can do. But it was just my mindset that I was like, no, I'm not going to be able. I've been with him so many years and, he's the father of my children. No, I should just stay in here. That was my stupid thing, way to think in that moment. So, well, to make this long story short, happens that he was cheating on me. And well, these things happened previous too, so many times. But I was just like, my mom, she was the person that like, we can't judge, only God can forgive him. And my mom, she always told me, no, you can't do that because you can't raise your children with a stepdad. That's not good. And, Christian stuff that sometimes they put in our head, they wash brains and things like that. So anyway, so I was always thinking about what my mom told me. And my mom, she passed away already, like probably 12 years ago. And she used to like him a lot. But on the other hand, I was going to get divorced 10 years ago, 12 years ago, but the problem is my mom passed away. And he was like my support in that difficult times. And he's like, I'm sorry, because he was cheating on me before too. He like the cheating thing, he likes long distance. So I find out because he was driving home like late, and it was funny every time. I like to take my story to other people, but you know what? He used to come like he was laid down in bed, with the hair up. And I was like, that's weird. Something is going on because if he's going to sleep somewhere, he should at least put some water on his head and fix his hair, But I just prayed God and I said, this time I told God and I say, this is too much for me. And I don't want to look for something that it will hurt me again because I promised myself that I'm not going to look for something else. And I just tell God, this is too much for me. Something is going on because we know when,
instinct.
We know. And I say to God, just I leave in your hands and just you do whatever you have to do. That's it. But I was like, something is going on in here. I talk to him and I say, I just need to know what happened. You're coming late. And he was aggressive. He was just like it was horrible. It was not the guy, like he used to be every day, even though that he was drunk. And he told me that I'm crazy because, we're crazy when they're doing their stuff. We're always crazy. So to make this long story short, he ended up, we have a fight upstairs. He almost killed me. He was choking me. I was going to slap his face and he grabbed my hand and, he makes to the point that he almost choking me. He almost killed me. And I think our relation was over because I will say probably in that moment, I can accept that he's cheating on me, but now put your hand on top of me, what I've been seeing when I was little from my dad against my mom. No, that's it. So we ended up a divorce. It was a horrible thing because I hate to deal with things about lawyers and this and that. I didn't fight for anything of the business, nothing, because we built together. Every single thing we built together, but I didn't fight because I want peace.
Right.
Mental peace. In that moment, I was going through a lot of stuff. Many people, they told me that in that moment, you're stupid because you don't, you been there, you build a business with him, but they don't understand. On the other hand, what I was going through, I was going through a divorce. I was going through that somebody almost killed me, the person that you love him, your partner, I was going through what I'm going to to do now, how it's going to be my life. So it's a bunch of things that other people, they don't understand. So I was like, I told him and I said, you know what? Keep everything, because he wants to take the house. And I was like, you're not going to take the house because my children, they're not going to be sleeping under a bridge. I'm not going to give you the house. He's like, yes, let's sell the house. And then, because it's not even paid off, it was not even paid off. And the equity, we can divide half and half. And I say, sure, okay, you want to do that? Let's do that. So we're going to sell the business and we're going to take half and half. And then is when he don't like it. So, he ended up letting me keep the house, not the house, the loan that I have to pay, because it was not even paid off. So it was a bunch of money to pay. So he led me basically the debt to pay. That's it. So I was like, it's okay. I just don't want to deal with lawyers. There's a bunch of money involved on that. And, my story is very sad because I get to the point where he was not giving me any child support. And I was like, what I'm going to do? I need money. I need to pay this. But you know what? At the end of the day, now I'm super brave because I'm thinking, I say, previous time, I should do this years before. But in my head was like, how you going to do? And I did it. I did it by myself. I did it. And I feel so proud of me. And that's what, when I talk to other people that we are in the same situation. And I say, you can do it. It's just your mind. You set your mind in a point where you say, no, I'm not going to be able. Anybody can. If you can work, if you're, anybody can. So I did mine myself, and I feel proud of that I don't need any man to help me with that. So, and then, I was in the point that I have to, somebody recommend me about Al-Anon, and they told me, Al-Anon is not only for alcoholics. Al-Anon, it's for a family or friends of alcoholics. And they told me that I should go, and that will help me a lot in the situation that I went through, because as soon as that happens to me, I was crying a lot. I couldn't understand. I couldn't believe. Something horrible happened to me, that it's super hard to talk about that, because it's still hurting me. The day when he was almost killing me, I don't know how he released his arm from my neck, that I could defend myself, because honestly, I was dying. I don't even have a chance to say, Lord, forgive me. Because when he was shocking me, it was just like, I don't even have, like, I was not thinking. I was just, but he released his arm to the point that I could breathe again. And then is when I have my other hand in the back, and I press his balls. He released his arm, and I hit him, and I couldn't run downstairs. So I called the police. Because I can't expect them. My husband, he will do that to me. The police ended up arresting me.
They arrested you?
Arrested you?
He arrested me because he was shocking me. Obviously, I defend myself, but when I defend myself, when I turn around, I hit him in his mouth. He was bleeding. So I was not bleeding. I was just purple in my neck, I have, the marks in my neck, but I don't have blood. So Georgia has this stupid laws in here that if you're not bleeding, then the other person is going to jail.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. They took me to jail because I was defending myself. The good thing about that is I have a family, friends in the house. They were downstairs when we have the fight. Was upstairs. And I came downstairs, I was running, and I told them what happened. They look my neck, they see what's going on, they give me some water. They told me, please don't call the police, because my ex, he has like 2 DUIs already. And one of them, she was telling me, Chris, don't call because it will hurt him and blah, blah, blah. I did call the police.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Progressive loves to help people make smart choices. That's why they offer a tool called Auto Quote Explorer that allows you to compare your Progressive car insurance quote with rates from other companies. So you save time on the research and can enjoy savings when you choose the best rate for you. Give it a try after this episode at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
This is a mini meditation guided by Bombas. Repeat after me. I'm comfy. I'm cozy. I have 0 blisters on my toes. And that's because I wear Bombas, the softest socks, underwear, and t-shirts that give back. One purchased equals one donated. Now go to bombas.com/listen and use code LISTEN for 20% off your first purchase. That's bombas.com/listen and use code LISTEN at checkout.
And I hang up the phone, but the police, they catch the call and they show up in the house, even though that I hung up the phone. Because later on I was like, yeah, I shouldn't. So police came, and that's what I'm saying. I was enabler because I was trying to cover him. So I told them that we have a kind of fight, and I don't tell them 100% what happened, but I told him that he was trying to choke me. I was just defending myself. They don't even read the, how you call that?
Miranda rights.
Yeah, the rights. They don't even read the rights. They just tell me, I have no shoes. I was with my pajamas. The police say, can I talk to you outside? And I was like, yeah. So I came outside to the door. He's like, walk a little bit here. I want to tell you something. And then he just put the handcuffs and he arrested me. I don't even have my phone. Yeah, they don't even read my rights, nothing. And I say, I don't have shoes. He don't care. I don't have my phone. He don't care. They took me. It was one day after Thanksgiving. So when I was in jail, I was so painful. My heart hurts a lot thinking, why he did this to me? Why? I never asked God. I was asking myself, but I never asked God what is happening this to me. I just say, I know, God, this is on your hands. I don't know what you're doing. I don't understand, but I will. I'm going to understand one day. I never tell like, God, why? No. I just ask myself, what he's doing this to me? It was a horrible time being in jail. Being in jail Friday, and I will not be released until Monday.
That's fucking crazy.
Because
fucking
I'm so upset right now.
Yeah, I was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. In my first time being in jail, it was like horrible, horrible, horrible. I've been seeing people there, inside. But believe it or not, people inside of jail, they were nice to me. The how you call the security people, they were very nice to me. They gave me like double mattresses. They gave me double covers. They were nice. It was just like I don't know. It was like I was thinking, and I say maybe God, they put grace in their hearts. That's the way they were being like that with me. I feel special, even though that I was crying like crazy with so many questions. I feel special. So even though that it was a horrible time, been crying and been thinking about all of this, I met nice people in there. The person who was in the place they put me in, she told me her story, and I share stories with other people. I met a beautiful lady. She do methamphetamine. That's how you call it, meth. And but she was so pretty, and I have a chance to talk to her and tell her to change her life. You know, till now, I don't know why is the reason that I was there. I don't know why God wants me to be there. I don't know what I have to learn from there or what I have to, but it's not like something beautiful that you say you enjoy it. But the Christy who enters a Friday, I don't remember, and I don't want to remember the exactly day. It was November, but that Christina that enters to jail is still in there. It's not out anymore because the new persons who get out, Christy get out from jail, it was a new person, a new creature. Then is when I will say my new life started when I was released on Tuesday. On Tuesday. And my best friends, two of my best friends, they were waiting for me outside. One of them, she has to leave, but one of my best friends, she was there. And when I get out of jail, it started to snow a little bit. So it's very significant that day that I remember until now when I was out of jail. So since then, I become a new person where I have to go through Al-Anon, that I have to figure out like I mentioned before, that I was a person with not self-love. I was not a victim at all because a victim will keep with handcuffs, you know. I was not a victim. I was in that relationship because I want to be there, because I was sick. Because you have to be wrong, you have to be sick to be in a relationship, that kind of relationship where somebody is um, treating you bad, with somebody it's cheating on you, and the way that I was in myself, like I say, you know, I have we have money, but I don't have the happiness, you know. So I'm a when I went through every single day. So apparently somebody told me you can, access Al-Anon and Zoom, and probably can be like 1 week and that will be good for you. That week ended up being in 1 year and a half where I was Al-Anon 24/7. I was in the morning, I was in the afternoon, I was in the night, when I was cleaning the bathroom, when I was doing this, Al-Anon, Al-Anon, Al-Anon. And then I find out, I think after 4 months, I find out that I don't love myself. I was codependent. That's why I always wanted to be with him in that relationship. And I was an enabler. So, and I started working on that a lot. I started going to eat by myself because it was something that I couldn't do. I always need somebody to be with me. And that was one of the exercises that I started going to eat by myself, having, I would say, a drink. I will have a margarita and I will grab a Uber to take me by home. And I was enjoying myself, something that my parents never teach me that. So I was basically being a new person, a new human being, a new Christy, and working on myself. I started going to dance classes. So I think that helps a lot. But the other side of my head said, no, you're not ready for a relationship. So I was like, that was it. I was walking out. It was crazy, this. And for me it's crazy because I walk my dog every day. Back in that time, I don't walk my dog anymore. John is the one who walks our dog. So back days, I was the one who walked my dog. And that day, I was so tired because I went to the gym. I came back and I was so tired, and I don't want to walk my dog. So I went to sleep. I lay down in bed. I was going to change myself. I have to take a shower. And we have a door from downstairs to upstairs when our dog is not able to go upstairs because it's carpet upstairs. And that day, my dog showed up in my room and she was so excited. And I said, what are you doing here? So I screamed my daughter and I called my daughter, and my daughter, she was in the shower. And I was like, that's weird. I came to see if the door was open. No, the door was closed. So my dog is too small to jump that door to go upstairs. And that was something very weird that till now, I don't know how that happens, how the magic happens. And I was like, okay. She was excited because I told her, and I said, do you want to walk? And she was like, cuddle with me. And I said, let's go. So I bring my dog out. And then is when I see Johnny's mom. They were walking and she introduced me with him. And that's it. I was just like a normal person. It's not like, oh, I fell in love right away with Johnny. No. And he told me that he's new, that he don't know. And I say, oh, you know what? I have a group of friends. They like to go and be in a bucket around there. So I will let you know. That was it. Mm-hmm. So that's how stories start. We start talking or texting each other. And then one time we ended up that we're going to bucket to the city because he wants to know a little bit about Atlanta. And like I'm saying, our first date, it was not like couple date. It was more like a friendship date. He was very nice. Since the moment that I talked to him and then we were laughing, it was like we know each other for a long time ago. But it was just something, it was our first time talking face to face. So yeah, the rest is story. Yeah, that's how it happens. I can tell you a little bit about my life. And now I will say things happen for a reason. I pray God because, like I say, I come from a Christian family where I've been praying God for so many years to change my ex-husband to have a nice, a new creature, But we have to be careful too when we pray and the way that you pray. Because everything that I ask God for my ex, God give me another person.
Another person.
Yes. So I always believe I never ask God why to him. I always accept that I give him all my stuff to him and he will be in charge. And yeah, I mean, I can tell you that we're not like a perfect couple, but I'm myself. I can be myself. I have a person. I would say that I see that he loves me, that he respects me, that he is open with me, that he's clear with me. He's not the person that keeps password on the phone or he's in the bathroom to talk with someone or, yeah. He I would say that he's exactly a clear person, a nice relationship, a person who loves me, who I love him, and I'm happy. This is the first time in my life where I feel that I'm happy.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's such a great feeling, right? Like when you know that you're finally like found that one and that one that like gives you like feeds those needs and lets you smile and lets you be who you are. And I know that you said that you had a little bit of like codependency. Do you feel that you still have that with Johnny, or do you feel a little bit more comfortable in your own shoes now where you can go and do things on your own and not have somebody else there with you?
Yeah, I don't have that problem anymore. I can do things by myself. I can eat by myself. And sometimes Johnny is like, why are you eating by yourself, honey? And this and that. And I told him and I explained before, because that's part of not be, codependent. I can do things by myself. I don't need nobody to be with me. So like I'm saying, Al-Anon for me, because you know what? Unfortunately, when you don't have information, you're going through things, and that is when people they suicide, they kill themselves because they don't have nobody to talk or a program that can help you. You don't imagine how many times I was on Google, I was searching somebody that I can talk with, because those things, it was hard for me to talk to my friends. We are in the society where everybody judge you. If you talk to them, they're like, oh, she's going through this. No, it's a horrible society where you can open yourself. right? But we don't know, like I'm saying, in that moment, I don't know that I have an amazing program as an Al-Anon. They help and they, help me to become a new person where I can be with thousands of people everywhere in the world going through the same stuff that I was going through. And when I was in Al-Anon, I remember my first section that I was in Al-Anon, I hear a lady that she was talking my story. And I was just crying. Tears were coming out of my eyes because I was like, that's me. How she knows my life. It was my life. Yeah. And every single day, it was something that I was learning from somebody. It was a guy that he said, alcoholics, they're always going to be alcoholics. And it's two options in your life. If that alcoholics accept their situation, good. If not, run. And I was like, yeah, So every single time that I remember that I access Al-Anon, I mean, it helps to heal myself, my head, my body, everything. So the question that you say about codependency, I don't have any more codependency. I'm free of that. Yeah. And that codependency, it comes from my mom. It's not something that I learned during the years. No, that comes, if I see that back in my years when I was, a child, that comes from my mom because my mom has that. She has codependence with my dad. Self-love from my mom because my mom, she was always doing what my dad told her to do or things, no, I can't do that because your dad is. So we are built from our parents, from our generations. And that's something that I'm teaching my daughter to don't have those things in her future.
Right. You're breaking the cycle.
You're breaking that generational trauma cycle. And just to add on something to here, like if anybody out there is having an issue and they don't know where to turn, call 988. They will help you get the help that you need. Mm-hmm. They're anonymous, they're free, and they saved my life. If you feel like you're in crisis, just pick up the phone. You can call them, you can text them. They don't ask your name. And there are resources out there for, children and adults.
What's the number?
It's 988.
Oh, okay. See, I don't even know that. And you know what? So many times I feel like, when he does things that makes me sad or makes me like that, I feel just like, I just want to die. I have those thoughts in my head. I just want to die and probably disappear. And that was it. I don't have to worry about this anymore because you get to the point that you're like, what am I going to do? Yeah. But, yeah. I mean, everything happens for a reason, and here I am. And I don't hide my things. I like to speak out. I like to tell people, my situation, my life, everything that I went through. I like to tell them because I want them to get out of there. If you are in a toxic relationship, just run. There is a big world outside waiting for you.
Yeah.
Amazing opportunities. People who will love you the way that you are. You know?
Well, I'm so thankful you're here and that you took those steps and that you were able to pick yourself up by your bootstraps. And now you're in this amazing relationship with Johnny, right?
Yeah.
And I love that you were able to help him, right? Recognize what his issues were and get him to a better place in his life. I mean, what a blessing.
Yeah. That's why when, so I was learning that you have to see red flags when you're dating someone. I was not ready for that, but I know, and I was learning about the red flags. One red flag, it's okay. Two red flags, three red flags, wrong. So when I was dating Johnny, honestly, I see a nice guy. I really like Johnny, and he's a hardworking guy, and that's what I like him a lot about him too. And but I start seeing, because I told him where I come from, and alcoholic ex-husband and this and that. So he's smart, and he was trying to hide from me what he was doing, right? So I started seeing, because I remember somebody from Al-Anon say, be careful, because if you're coming out of alcoholic relationship, that's what you're going to find next. That's what is going to attract you next. And I was always thinking about that. And when I figured it out that Johnny was drinking, I was like, she was right. And I say, I don't want this. You know what?
Yeah.
I say, I don't want. So he decided he wants to be my roommate, basically. So he was coming in here, but my roommate ended up being in my room now. And when I started seeing him that he was drinking, I was like, you know what? I don't want this. I put him on every all the stuff in his room. Like his room supposed to be his room, and I don't want you here. I mean, I already went through this. I hate the smell of somebody drinking and sleeping next to me. I hate it. So I was like, no, thank you. And then I told him and I say, hey, Johnny, so, I know where I'm coming from. I don't want this for my future. I don't want this for my children either. So I think everyone needs to take had their own way, and that's it. I don't want to hurt you. I don't want it to hurt me. And then then later on he realized, and he's like, no, that's it. No more. I promise you. But I know those promises. I used to get the promise every time. And I was like, all right. But see, I feel very proud of Johnny, because it's something that is not easy. And I know that it's not easy, and he did great. And, like I'm saying, he is amazing. I mean, he's very strong. I'm very proud of you, baby, because, it's been like more than 2 years since the day that he says, I'm done. It was it.
I love hearing your story. It's very beautiful in that you learned not only how you learn boundaries, right? Like you set that boundary. You're like, hey, you want to do that? That's cool, but it's not going to be a part of my life.
Right.
And I feel like being able to do that is such a strong tool that, you before didn't even know that you had the power and the strength to be able to set a boundary. Right. So I think that's just such huge growth. I don't know. I love hearing your journey. That was beautiful. So thank you for sharing that.
So, Cristy, what do you do now? Don't you have your own company now too?
Yeah, well, I'm a makeup artist for so many years. I learned this in New York, and I have like I mentioned before, my suite next to my ex. So after when we were in the divorce, he kicked me out. So I have all my stuff in here. So I was trying to do freelance. Instead of to have a studio, I was doing freelance, and I was doing well. It's not something that it's an everyday thing, because, but after, when I was doing the makeup, I'm an insurance agent. So I'm insurance agent for probably 14 years. I'm a freelance. I work from home. And also, I was doing the makeup. So I start seeing my clients that have a dry skin and problems in their skin. So I have a friend who has a spa. So I was referring them to her so they can go and have their facials and all the kind of stuff with her. And my clients, they're like, yeah, but she's kind of far because it's a long drive. So yeah, I'm looking for someone around here. So one time I was like, wait a minute, I should do that. I should do the facials. I should study for that. So when I was in the process of the divorce, like I told you guys, it was super hard for me because I have a lot of things that I have to pay. Then I found a job in a restaurant as a server. So thanks to being working in there, I pay my school. I covered my expenses of the house. I was busting my ass working hard, and I paid in full my school. I graduate. I'm a esthetician, and I opened my spa. So I was working from home, but now the room that I make specifically for that is too small, and I decide no, I need something bigger. And now I'm gonna open next week my spa in Woodstock. Yes,
very cool.
so I'm super excited. So I mean, this year's been a lot of good for me as a professional, as a person, as a wife. So yeah, and so right now I do insurance agent, makeup, and spa, everything with skin.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for you.
And also I'm working at the winery. So the days that I don't have clients, I'm working at the winery, which usually is on Saturdays.
Yeah. That's so
Yeah.
cool.
Thanks
That's
for
so
giving your
cool.
Saturday up to be on the podcast, both of you.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, I'm so excited. And like I say, one of the reasons that I'm here is because there is a lot of people outside need help and they don't know where to find the help, or they scream silently.
Yeah.
They need help. And, there is a lot of resource outside that I can help you. They're not there for judging you. They don't want to know, they just want you to learn or take the right steps to find yourself, to get help. So when Johnny mentioned about this, and I'm like, yeah, definitely. I always want, to have a podcast or want to do. I never know how to do it, how to start it, where to start it, because I have a lot of friends, and I have my cousin visit me for Thanksgiving. And when he was here, I have a couple calls of friends that calling me and telling me their stuff, their situation. And he was like, why are they calling you? Why are they telling you these things? They're so toxic. And I told him, and I say, believe it or not, there is a lot of people out there. They need help. They need somebody to talk with. They're not being judged, or they're not being, because usually when you have friends, and I learned that when you tell them something and they start speculating to other people and tell, we don't need that. And believe it or not, I have a lot of people around me. They have problems, and the first person they call is Cristy. All the time I'm on the phone, Johnny is like, blah, 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 blah. He's laughing on me because I'm talking to them. And I say, probably my husband, they can see, oh my gosh, she's all the time in the phone. Probably my daughter, they can be, oh, my mom is the whole day in the phone. But you know what? What I do, probably to say to my friend few things, it can save lives. You don't know in that moment what person is going through. And I'm telling you, I have friend. I remember that I have a friend that he was going to kill himself. He was with a knife saying bye to another friend. Where she called me, she said, you need to call him right away because he's gonna kill himself. That is when I jump and I call him and I say, what are you doing? He's like, I'm desperate because of this and that. And I say, no. So I was like, if you want to, I can go there. He lives in New Jersey. And I say, I talked to him, just the few things that I can tell him about life, because I was there too. Not that I was planning to kill myself, but I was almost in that position. And he has a great life now. He, you know, he said that he shouldn't do that. He came next day to Georgia when he was going to kill him. And I say, just buy a ticket, come over here and we can talk. We have a chance to talk to him. And he's doing great. So you don't know when somebody needs help.
Yeah.
And that's what this is the part of the podcast, is to get to people who need help. It's not only because of fun. No, it's because we want to inform people there is people that can help you outside. I'm here for anybody who wants to talk to me. I'm here. And every time that I talk to my friends, I tell my story. I don't feel afraid. I'm not hiding anything. When I'm telling you what you just see, that's who I am. And I can tell you things that it may help you. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I love that. And, all our lived experiences, right? We can take those and we can help somebody else out. And,
right.
Basically all it comes down to is, I don't know, be fucking kind. All right. Because people have no idea what's going on. Like we all wear that mask, but you have no idea what's going on behind you or inside that person. And I'm so proud of you for, finding that gumption to like change your life, right? And bring it to fruition. And I'm so happy for like you and Johnny, right? Like, damn, what a great what a great relationship, and and with the things that you guys bring to the world from both of your shared experiences. And Johnny wanting to help people in the restaurant industry, step away from drinking, and you doing your facials and talking to your customers and talking to your friends. Like, that goes so far. And man, I commend you. Way to go.
Okay.
Yeah. And exactly what you just say is what it is. A few days ago, 2 days ago, I have a client that I was doing her face, and it was amazing. I say things happen for a reason. I always think that happens for a reason. She was going through divorce, and we shared, I told her what happened in my lab, and we shared. It was an amazing time that we have, both of us, talking about, our past and talking about our present. And I mean, sharing common things. It's just like, it's not only that you come and gonna do my hair and my makeup. She was like, it's amazing time that I had with you. Yeah.
I was imagining that when you were talking about it. I'm like, I wonder if everybody just comes and just like, it's more of a therapy session, not only for their skin, but inside as well. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and believe it or not, that is a therapy, because I have clients that they just want to come and relax, and they just lay in bed and they're quiet. So, they're come just for relax. But I have clients at the beginning, they come and they're just talking. So, and I have clients, they said, you are my therapist. It's not only, I have one client that she said, Cristy, do you think I just come because of the facial? She's like, no, you are my therapist. She's like, I have a spa in the corner of my house. But no, she's like, you are my therapist, and you don't know nobody of my friends. That's the best thing.
Right. And the impartial party. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. So it's nice.
Have you had enough time to think about the answers to the questions we have for you? Our ending questions. If you can go back in time to the younger version of yourself to give yourself advice, what would you say? And how old are you when you go back?
I would say that I would like to go back when I was 18 with the wisdom that I have now, and to not rush and get married right away. Live my life, and that's what I will do if I have to go back. The only thing that I don't regret is that I have beautiful children. So probably because of that, I will not go back. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I was. I think one of the mistakes that we make in life is just I cannot speak for other people, but I did. It's just because the way that my parents were with me, overprotective, I just decided anybody, the first guy who came, boom, let's go. So I didn't have the time to know the person, to know very well, and that's I think what we need to know. It's if we are trying, like I mentioned before, to see the red flags before you get into a relationship. Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah, that's true. But like you said, you had mentioned earlier, we are all looking at some point to just escape. So you jumped into that moment. So yeah, I hope after it all, you're able to give yourself grace for that stuff where, you don't know what you don't know. And, you were operating through what you learned. And so I hope you're able to to give yourself grace. But okay. What would you say the hardest lesson you've had to learn to date is?
The hardest lesson to defend yourself. Now I know if somebody kick me, I'm just going to be bleeding and I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to call the police and that's it.
That shit pisses me off.
That is the thing
that pisses me off.
It pisses me off so bad. And I because I can get into it, right? But I'm like, let's not anger the dirty Skittles. But dude, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What the hell, man?
Yeah, defending yourself. And you know what? That was funny when I was in jail and we were waiting for the judge. We're not going to see the judge face to face. We have to see him through the screen. And there was a lot of inmates next to me. And the girl say, "What you did, girl?" And I told them what happened. She's like, "Let me tell you something, but in Georgia, you cannot defend yourself. In Georgia is the state that you can defend yourself, especially Cherokee County. Cherokee County is the worst county." And she's like, she told me that if that happens again in your life, just step back, call the police, and that's it. You can be with your eye purple, bleeding. She said, "It's okay. Don't move one finger." That's her advice.
Wow.
Yep.
So that is horrible. That makes me mad. And
yeah.
Wow. I don't even have a comeback for that.
Yeah, I'm like, I have to stay quiet because I'll get riled up. My blood pressure is rising.
Don't get riled up. But I have a couple of questions.
Sure.
First one is, what do you do for self-love and self-care today?
Okay. For self-love, it's I try to accept my wrinkles. When I see my wrinkles, I accept that I'm getting old. And for example, I like to take my time to go do my hair. I have to take my time to do my facials. I take time and if I want to have a bathtub, it's okay. I can have it. So I make the time to love myself. Good. That's one part. Another part of self-love, it's if you're not a good thing for my life, just you're out of my life. For example, if I have a friend that I see that she's not like bringing good things to my life, you know what? See you, baby. Oh, I don't talk to her. Oh, hey, hello. And that's it. So I'm very, how can I say, selective on the people that I'm around.
Yeah.
That's part of the self-love too.
Yeah.
And like I read the other day say, if you hang out with millionaires, you're going to become one of them. You know, it's something that we have to apply in life. If I want to have like bad friends, I'm going to be part of them. I'm going to be in their mouth talking about me. So that's part of the self-love, be selective.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's, self-love means a lot of things. Take care of yourself, have time for you. It's sometimes you're like, oh, I'm too busy to having a facial. I'm too busy to do my hair. No, you always need to have a time for you. That's part of the self-love. You love yourself. You want to see yourself pretty, I don't like something on my face. Well, a wrinkle I have to accept. That's part of myself. And that's the way that I love myself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what Johnny thinks or other people think because I have a wrinkle. I love myself the way that I am. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to take care of myself. So I watch what I eat. If I see that I gain weight, I'm just trying to stop and see, no, that's not something that I need. That's part of the self-love too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Love. Okay. Next question. what is your favorite word?
Compassion.
Love that. And what's your least favorite word?
I will.
I love this. Love, love, love. I love you guys so much. Johnny, I do have a question for you. What is the name of your winery and where can people locate you guys at?
Yes. So it is Karen View Winery, just like saying your best friend Karen, except without the E. So it's spelled Cairn View Winery. And that is in Jasper, Georgia. We also have a bed and breakfast there if you want to stay as well. We just got voted 2 years in a row now, best winery in Georgia. So that's amazing. And then, yeah.
Perfect. And Cristy, where can people find your new spa?
Well, my spa is going to be it's going to be open next week in Highway 92. The name of the spa is Kim Bloom Beauty Spa in Woodstock, Georgia. And if you are the kind of person that is going through a stuff about self-love, about a bunch of stuff, you can come to my spa with no charge, and we can talk, we can laugh, and you can be relaxed.
I love this so much. Thank you both.
And also one more thing, if you, for me or Cristy, especially for me, if you, anyone out there wants someone to talk to about anything, feel free to add me on Facebook, Johnny Hedrick, and just shoot me a message, and I would love to talk to you. And especially, if you can identify with my story, or in a similar industry or not, just need a friend. So yeah. I'm here for you.
Yeah. And thank you guys for the opportunity too, that we can talk a little bit about our lives, a lot about our everyday, it's amazing that we can touch other people. And and then for all the women out there is always a solution for everything. It's just, you have to find the right way, the right person, right information, and you're not alone. We are a lot of women outside that we can help each other. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you both very much. Hi, all. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. I'm G-Rex.
And I'm Dirty Skittles.
Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. We'd love to listen to your feedback.
We can't do this without you guys.
It's okay to be not okay. Just make sure you're talking to someone.